How we doing, y'all? I hope we have a wonderful day. It's early in the morning, and I just have this, desire to talk about something. I like to talk about how crying is often a spiritual and alchemical process. When we cry, we shed tears, we let go, and after we are lighter, we're transforming that energy, those feelings, and they disappear. Well, I was thinking yesterday while I was in the gym, and I realized exercise is a spiritual practice as well. You see, when you exercise, oftentimes you're left with more energy than you had before. You're left with more energy than if you just chilled and stay on the couch. And it's weird because, well, you're exerting energy. How are you getting more energy? It's because it's a process of transmutation as well. You're getting your energy, you're moving it around the body. You're moving the body, all right? As within, so without. So you're moving that body, you're moving that energy within yourself. And how do we get more energy? Through exercise. Well, it's kind of like the same way you get energy through a car. You see, in your car, there is an alternator. That means when you turn your car on, it's running, there's an alternator, and that alternator charges the battery while the engine is running. That is to say, it is exerting energy, but is using part of that energy for restoration to give it more energy. So that's why your car will never really have problems with the battery unless you leave the light on. Then it will, turn off. But normal use, you keep it running, it never turns off. That battery will never turn off as long as your car is working, that alternator is running. So our bodies are same or similar at the very least, where when we exercise, despite if we may feel sore in the body from lifting weights or something, or doing, high level exercise, despite that, we often feel refreshed. And it's not just that it's an alchemical process. It's a spiritual process, it's a physical process, but more than anything, exercise really grounds us. It brings us back to a state of clarity because here's the truth, especially if you work out without music, you're feeling more connected to your body, right? You're feeling more connected here. That is grounding. That is literally the definition of grounding, feeling more here and present. And so too, like for me, I realized this is meditation for me. Exercise is meditation, just focusing on that mind-body connection as you're, lifting that weight, as you're doing those squats, as you're doing that bench press, right? And for me, it's actually changed my life and how I feel. Like genuinely, when we exercise, we feel better. And it's wild because you wouldn't think that, especially if you have like one of those days where you don't want to go to the gym or you don't want to exercise. After you do it, you always feel better. Always, 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 always. And for me, it's like, that gives me something to do, to look forward to in the day. It gives me, it gives my life and my day purpose. Just going to the gym, Like I woke up at 4 a.m. today. The sun's not even out yet. It's gonna rise soon. When it rises, I'm gonna go to the gym, and that's gives me a motivation to actually wake up early. Do you understand? Because normally, why would I wake up at this hour? Like, let's be real. Why would I wake up at 4? But for me, it's like, oh, I have something I'm excited about. I'm genuinely excited. And the reason why I'm sharing this today is because if you don't already have that, I want y'all to have that. Because I realize what it's like not to have that. And so for me, it's valuable. It's so valuable. And I think it just helps us out in our everyday lives. It's the same way we talk about meditation. Grounding ourselves, being more present. That it just makes us more here, more present, more actually interacting and alive with life itself. And I think the gym is the same thing. It's the same thing. It is meditation. And it's funny because people always like to think meditation is just this process of sitting down home. No, meditation could be a numerous of things. It can be exercise, it can be cooking, it can be reading, it can be chess, it can be all these things, And I think if something brings us more to the present, then it's a beautiful thing. It's just something that we should be grateful for because it brings us back to life, to reality, to clarity, you know? And also, like, I don't know, man. It's just fun. It's just nice. Like, it's literally a form of self-love to go to the gym and then like I don't even want to be like egoistic, but I'm gonna tell you a little personal story. Like, I started the gym recently again. I used to be trained. I used to do jiu-jitsu. All right. And I gotta say, like, I kind of missed the way my body looked in the terms of like my shoulders, my back, like they were strong, bro. Especially when I was started jujitsu. Like, I just loved my body. I loved myself. So now like going back to the gym and just seeing that improvement, looking in the mirror and be like, wow, like the muscles coming back. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's love. And I want y'all to love yourselves like that. To be able to look at yourselves in the mirror and be like, whoa, like that's love. Like, whoa, who is that? Oh my God. Look at the muscle coming in. Look at the legs looking, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at the biceps, look at everything. You know, I want you to look at yourself like that. Oof. And so, yeah, it's just like, love yourselves to be able to appreciate yourselves on all levels. You know, spirituality is like something people like to change their identity and be like, oh, I will only appreciate the non-physical things, the internal things. So I'm gonna appreciate myself only the inside and who I am, not this physical body. Like, as above, so below. I'm gonna love both parts of myself. I'm gonna love the spiritual, the internal, my spirit, whatever. And I'm gonna love my physical body, take care of it, because the spirit of the body is a temple. So we should treat it as something sacred. We should treat it as something sacred. So yeah, move around your energy, get some exercise a day. You know, it doesn't have to be going to the gym, lift weights, anything with like pressure like that, you know. But if you like playing football, soccer, you know, if you like playing American football, if you like playing basketball, like these are all great forms of cardio. You know, just get your heart moving, get your get your, you know, breath going. You know what I'm saying? Get your body moving, get that energy moving. You know, stagnant energy in the body, we don't need that. Get the energy moving, right? And I just realized, like, I think when we exercise, it's kind of a reflection of reality. Like, when we start moving that body internally, like other things in our life can start moving. You know, we can start moving forward in other aspects of our life just because we're physically moving our body. Damn. Anyways, I hope you got some, you know, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Advice, some information, something connected with you here. Also, I'd love to hear from y'all down below in the comments, you know, how does exercise make y'all feel spiritually? How do you feel like it's connected for y'all? And what are some things that you've noticed? Regardless though, I appreciate y'all. I have y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful day and I'll catch y'all later, man.